Good evening.
Two young men trying to make their way. David Oduro leaving Barcelona after 2 years in the reserves. George Ittihad scoring twice for his new club, catching the attention of Nigeria's coach. And then the question someone's father is asking: my son pays $500 a month for health insurance, but he doesn't work. Who decided that was fair?
A young Ghanaian footballer is leaving Barcelona after 2 seasons with the club's reserve team. David Oduro has been playing for Bar Athletic, but his time in Catalonia is coming to an end. He's 19 years old and plays left back. Several clubs want to sign him. Barcelona are willing to let him go. The Spanish newspaper Sport reports the club believes it already has enough players in that position. Oduro joined Barcelona's reserves 2 years ago. Now he'll be looking for a new team. Ghana Soccernet reported this. A human rights group has accused an Israeli soldier of war crimes in Gaza. The complaint was filed in India, where the soldier is currently visiting. The Hind Rajab Foundation says the soldier was involved in demolishing civilian property in Khan Younis. This is the second such complaint the group has filed in India. The foundation has not been named as an official body. The allegations relate to actions in the Gaza enclave. The complaint comes as Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu maintains close ties with Indian counterpart Narendra Modi. The two leaders held talks in Jerusalem in February. Middle East Eye reported this. A leading Democratic strategist has criticized one of his party's own senators over comments about President Trump and a longtime aide. David Axelrod took aim at Senator Jon Ossoff of Georgia on Wednesday. Ossoff had made remarks about the president and Natalie Harp during a weekend speech. Axelrod praised Ossoff as consistently eloquent and incisive in exposing Trump. He called part of the weekend speech a brutal takedown, but he said 2 elements distracted and detracted from Ossoff's message. The Georgia senator's comments about Harp have drawn significant attention in recent days. Axelrod's criticism suggests concern within Democratic circles about how the party challenges the administration. The Hill reported this. Alaska has set the field for one of this year's most closely watched Senate races. The state held its nonpartisan primary election. 2 candidates have now advanced to the general election. Democrat Mary Peltola will face Republican Dan Sullivan in November. Peltola is a former congresswoman. Sullivan currently holds the Senate seat she's trying to win. Both political parties consider Alaska essential to controlling the Senate. The race will determine whether Republicans can expand their position or Democrats can gain ground in a state that has leaned conservative in recent years. New York Times reported this. A new museum dedicated entirely to jellyfish has opened its doors in Florida. It's the first of its kind in the United States. The attraction is in Pompano Beach. Visitors can watch 20 different species of jellyfish drifting through specially designed tanks. The museum also teaches people about the ecosystems where these creatures live and the scientific research being done on them. Jellyfish are often misunderstood animals. This museum gives the public a chance to see them up close and learn why they matter to ocean health. Euronews reported this.
The first museum in the United States built for jellyfish has opened in Florida. 20 species, all of them drifting. A group in New Zealand makes coffins for babies who do not survive. They cannot build enough.
A community group in Hawke's Bay makes coffins for babies who die in hospital. They donate hundreds of them to hospitals every year, but the Hawke's Bay Coffin Club says it can't keep up with demand. Now it's searching for a new home. The group needs more space to increase production. Hospitals across the region rely on these donations. Families receive the coffins at no cost during what is already a devastating time. The club has been operating for years, but the current premises are too small. They need somewhere bigger to meet the requests coming in from medical facilities. RNZ reported this. Australia's annual Art Music Awards have been handed out for 2026. The ceremony celebrated experimentation and collaboration across the country's contemporary classical scene. Women composers featured prominently among the winners. One standout work was titled Opera for the Dead. Another winning piece drew its inspiration from the ocean. The awards recognize composers, performers, and sound artists working outside the commercial mainstream. This year's results highlight how diverse that world has become. ABC Australia reported this. Ittihad have won their King Cup match 3-0 against Najma. The goals included 2 from George Ilnikina, a striker who joined the Saudi side from Monaco last month. It was his first start for the club. He'd impressed during pre-season training. Ilnikina is also Nigeria's newest international player. He was recently called up to the Super Eagles squad. The match was watched by Michelle Alozie, known as Chelle, though her connection to the game isn't clear from the report. OwnGoal Nigeria reported this. Some of the world's most famous painters may have mixed an unusual ingredient into their work. A new study has found that old masters including Leonardo da Vinci, Sandro Botticelli and Rembrandt likely used proteins in their oil paintings. The protein came from egg yolk. Scientists say this addition would have changed how the paint behaved on canvas. The technique helps explain the distinctive qualities of Renaissance and Baroque masterpieces that have puzzled art historians for centuries. CNN World reported this. A son who doesn't work is paying $500 a month for health insurance through the Affordable Care Act. He gets no government subsidy to help with the cost. His situation has raised questions about how the system decides who qualifies for help. Some people with significant wealth but little taxable income on paper still get subsidies to lower their premiums. The concern is whether the current rules are fair. Families who report higher incomes may end up paying more than others who have greater resources but structure their finances differently. The debate touches on how government assistance programs measure who needs help and who doesn't. MarketWatch reported this.